Okay, good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining. This class, of course, is in the merit of all the Jewish people, especially those in the land of Israel, especially those who need rescuing, healing, success. God gives them everything that they need. Okay, thank you for joining. We're going to jump right in. This week's Torah portion, Parsha's Chukas. One of the things that happens in this Torah portion is a very interesting story that we're going to focus on. The story of the spies to Yaazer. In the Torah, it's 2 verses essentially, and we're going to explore this idea. So let's get into it. This is Numbers chapter 21, verse 31 and 32. Vayeshev Yisrael b'Eretz HaAmori. The Jewish people were living in the land of the Amori. The Amori were the Amorites. They were the people who the Jewish people conquered them. This is still out before they crossed the Jordan River into the land of Israel. And the second verse says, and Moshe, Moses sent men to scout out Yaazer, and they captured its villages, driving out the Amorites who lived there. What does this mean? Rashi explains, Moses sent men to scout out Yaazer. The spies captured it. They said, we will not act like the first ones, meaning the spies in the Torah portion of Shalach, which you read a couple weeks ago. We'll talk about it in a second. We are confident in the power of Moses, a prayer to fight. So let's see what the Medrash explains. And Rashi, he says that he's quoting the Medrash Tanchuma. If we look in the Medrash Tanchuma, it says, Israel settled in the land of the Amorites, so Yaazer remained, meaning they had already conquered most of this land of the Amori, of the Amorites. However, there was still a part of it that was not Yaazer, so Moses sent scouts to spy there. Those scouts were ambitious, saying, we are confident in the power of Moses' prayer. He already sent spies earlier who failed and brought tragedy. We will not repeat that mistake. We will remain loyal to God and fight. They did so and killed the Amorites. So these small amount of people, these spies, were able to conquer this area, and we'll see what happened to it later. So here's the $1 million question. The question is as follows. Seemingly, this seems like a very risky move. We know that the spies were punished for not listening to Moses. Let's go back to chapter 13 in the book of Numbers. As follows. They told him and said, we came to the land which you sent us. Again, the spies were chosen by Moses. They go into the land of Israel. They scout it. They come back with these giant fruits. And it is flowing with milk and honey. And this is the fruit. However, the people who inhabit the land are mighty, and the cities are extremely huge and fortified. And there we even saw the offspring of the giants. The Amalekites dwell in the south, the Hittites and the Jebusites and Amorites dwell in the mountainous region, Canaanites dwell on the coast and alongside the Jordan. We are unable to go against the people, for they are stronger than we. So they come out with this, they're like, yeah, everything is good, it's a wonderful place, but oh my gosh, the people who live there, they're a disaster. We're never going to be able to conquer the land. And what ends up happening is they are punished. That night was Tisha B'Av, and this is the first of many tragedies that happened on this day, the 9th day of Av, and eventually God punishes Jewish people by making them wander in the desert for 40 years. Because 40 days the spies were in the land of Israel, so for every year they were punished every day they were punished for an entire year. So now, what was the mistake? Let's go back. So what was the mistake of these people? Is that Moses didn't ask their opinion on whether the land could be conquered. Moses asked their opinion, well, how do we conquer the land? And instead, they came back, they said, we cannot. That wasn't what Moses asked of them. So seemingly, if the whole problem, what they did was they added to what Moses' instructions, the spies who went to Yaazer, why are they adding? Moses said, go figure out how to conquer the land, and we'll go conquer it. But instead, they went and conquered it themselves. Moses never asked them to do that. So seemingly, if anything, that should be a big problem. However, and not only that, these people, again, going back to the other spies, these people were Moses' students. They were close to Moses. They were called the Dor Deah, the generation of knowledge. And these people seemingly should have known and understood of what Moses wanted from them. And now that they saw the mistake that the other spies had made, they should have known exactly what to do. So let's go back, and to see the answer, let's go back and see what the spies of Yaazer did differently than the spies of the spies who were punished and brought punishment to the entire Jewish people. The spies of Yaazer knew they had to make a correction. They had to rectify what the other spies had done. In this case, the other spies said, we cannot conquer the land. Versus these spies, they said, we believe in Moses. We believe that Moses' prayer will help us, and they took initiative and they conquered the land. And they actually did so. And what we see from here is that the mistake of the other spies was not that they had added on to the mission of Moses. That wasn't the issue. The issue is that Moses had told them, the God has commanded us to conquer the land. And I'm giving you a job to figure out how to do that. And they failed at that by saying that the land was not conquerable. Here, Moses said, we're going to conquer this part of the desert as well, this land of Yaazer, the land of the Amorites. And we're going to, and they believed in Moses, they trusted in his prayer, and therefore they're able to overcome that and actually conquer the land. So the issue was not that specifically they